This is Football Focus Weekly with CFI, Charlotte Football Insiders. Starring the pet man Matt Morrow, owner and founder of CFI. With him we have Cherie Glenn, our lead reporter, knocking out interviews, going all over the place, just being the queen of CFI. We have Brandon Black, the man behind the camera, the producer, and our photographer does a great job getting those shots every week. We have with us assistant West Charlotte football coach Brandon Billups. Very energetic young man. Former head coach at Central Cabarrus and East Rowan High Schools, Kenneth McClamrock, one of our big football experts. And then last but certainly not least, we have Josh Crowell, former Christ the King head coach, former offensive coordinator at multiple schools. And we are Football Focus Weekly.
All right. Good evening, everyone. This is the pet man, Matt Morrow. Welcome back to another edition of Football Focus Weekly. Very excited to have a big show tonight. We're going to lead it off with Charlotte Country Day head football coach Drew Witman. Then we're going to have Cabarrus Warriors head football coach Jamie Bolton after him. We'll go into our previews for the second round of the South Carolina football playoffs that are heating up. We'll sound off after that. And then we'll preview the private school championship game between Raven Gap and Charlotte Christian. After that, we'll go into some analysis of what's going on tonight with the NBA draft and our Charlotte Hornets having the number 3 pick. And then we'll finish it up with our NFL picks and the loser of the week from last week, which this was the worst week we've ever had picking games. So very, very great race to the bottom. So, but without further ado, we're going to bring on our first guest, Charlotte Country Day Buccaneer head coach Drew Witman. And here he is right now. All right. Coach, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. Thank you for, taking some time out of your busy schedule with everything going on. So to jump right into it, first off, Coach, it was crazy that, we got COVID-19 going on, but, the private schools here were able to get through, a season, half of a season, so to speak, 5 or 6 games. What were your overall thoughts with the experience? And then do you have any advice for public school coaches that haven't gone through this in-season process?
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously something that we never experienced before. And, I think going back to May, in June and July, you're just day to day, and it continued to be day to day. And yes, we were able to put pads on, and then we were able to start practicing and eventually play games. And I think the one thing we never lost was that it really was a day-to-day battle. And we said from day one, we're on thin ice, but we're at least we're on ice. And I feel for those that weren't able to do it. But I know they're looking forward to getting that chance here coming up. And I'm happy to share with anybody who wants some advice from what we did, some of the protocols we worked with. But it was a day-to-day grind, and I really give a lot of credit to our kids and our administration for putting the effort in. And what you find, and what I know a lot of coaches right now in our community know, that their kids will do anything to play, and we live that. Our kids did do everything they could to play, and for us, fortunately, it worked out, and we got to play 5 football games.
Very good, very good. And it came out. You guys were getting ready to play. Charlotte Christian in the playoffs, and your season ended a little prematurely, which I know it's a tough pill to swallow because you guys played them very tough. The first 2 times you met, in week 1, and then again, a little later on in the kind of conference tournament setup that you had. So, in your opinion, I know dealing with COVID, there's a lot of challenges, but what was the number one biggest challenge in your opinion?
That's a great question. I would say, just staying on your toes every day. And everybody wants normalcy right now. And the danger of that is you get complacent. And the more we got into it, the kids, they're wearing their mask every day, all the way up to the start of practice, and they bring their own water bottles. And, wearing a mask is not what anybody was experience doing, and it was weird, it was awkward, and just the more you did it, the more you felt comfortable with it. But it also kind of, the more we had success and the more we were able to play and practice, the hardest part was not being complacent. I would say, it wasn't the fact that we sprayed our equipment down, we sprayed our footballs down, we didn't use the locker room, we checked in temperatures every single day, ask them all these questions. I mean, and it was just making sure that every day we did it to the best of our abilities. And that was the hardest part, because, it just, for 4 or 5 months, it was an everyday thing that took 30 minutes of practice. But, we had to make sure we were staying on our toes for that.
Wow, that's a lot of dedication to, just follow all the mandates and protocols and step-by-step processes. And yeah, it can be, very tedious, but like you said, there's something you just had to do. It's the new normal, it's what we call it at my job. So, so on the field, in your opinion, overall, how do you think the season went for you guys?
You want to win every game. And, the thing that we got to have was normalcy in terms of playing football. And, I was talking with my boss after our first game. It's like, it was really cool to be able to play a real football game. But you did, once it's over, you kind of got back to reality. But, being able to play, and it was kind of a, once you're really in the thick of things and you're game planning and you're doing everything you can, you do want to win. You're thankful for playing, and, you kind of have the mindset of, well, we're out here. But I think we told the kids from day one, we're still not out here just to participate. We want to win. So unfortunately, we didn't, win as many as we wanted to. But that being said, we did get to give a lot of our seniors, some good tape, and we got to build community amongst our kids, and you can't get away from that. Wins or losses. We got a group of 60 kids out there every day and practice together and spent time together and work together. And we built a 5-game season that was playing real football.
Very good. Very good. And you mentioned your seniors, some guys that have been with you for a long time. What are your thoughts overall on your senior class, and specifically your quarterback, Russell Tabor, who, I was telling you before the show, I think is criminally underrated, here in the area for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we had a great group. We really did. And culture is everything to me in this program. And they've really been along for the ride for 3 years to continue to work on that. And, I can't thank them enough for who they are as young people and for the opportunity to coach them, every one of them. It was 14 of the hardest phone calls I ever made, telling them that we were done. But, again, they were so thankful for being out there together and playing, and I'm forever thankful for them, for the dedication they gave. And they're such a great group, and led by our quarterback, Russell. And I can't say enough about the kid. He's, the hard part is everyone can see his highlight tape, everyone can watch him throw it, and he spins a great ball. And what he provides to a team, and to a locker room, and to a hopefully one day a quarterback room, is unlike anything I've ever seen. And he's extremely under-recruited, and I don't know how much more I can bang on the table for him. But, what people don't realize is how exceptional he is as a young man off the field. And, he has charisma. He's got the things that you don't have to coach. I mean, he will step into a huddle and he'll take control of that huddle right away. And that's what you want in a quarterback. And obviously he'll produce on the field, but what he provides off the field and from a culture standpoint, to me, is the most important piece.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. I mean, meeting them last year when we were able to go out and come see you guys in person, was very impressed with him. I'm going to reach out to him here in the next few days, and we'll do a virtual interview, and, hopefully that'll, help enhance, his tape and everything out there. Cause yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't understand it. Maybe people just need to see. I don't know. It's crazy to me. So you were part of the first ever Queen City Senior Bowl. You were the defensive coordinator for the West squad. It was a very cool experience. I was glad to be a part of. What were your thoughts on the whole experience last season?
Oh, I was absolutely elated by it. I thought it was, one of the cooler things I've been a part of. I was fortunate enough to play in the Shrine Bowl game coming out of high school and to be a part of an all-star game. And I thought it was very cool. One for the kids to be able to spend a week with other kids that they either played against or watched on Football Friday night, or it just or seeing who's being recruited where. And I think from the kid standpoint, it's a lot of fun just to play the game you love with new people that are talented. And what was really cool is to build relationships in 1 week with a group of kids that were bought in. And that's why I didn't know what to expect as a first time doing this whole thing. I know there's a lot of uncertainty going into it, but man, what a great group of guys that were bought in. And I know they had a blast. And when the kids are having fun, as coaches, we're having a blast too.
I tell you one of my favorite things was not even the game. It was the practices.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being able to, interact with so many different kids from so many different places. And I go back and watch the highlights we filmed, and one of my favorite things was your energy. I mean, you were just like I don't even know the best term, but your coaching style was infectious, man. I was fired up. I was wanting to get down there and play a couple snaps of D tackle just to help you out a little bit, man. That's infectious, man. So where does that come from? I mean, is that just naturally how you're wired, or is that something that you just kind of flip a switch on? I mean, where does that energy come from?
I think it's just the love of the game. It's the love of these kids and to be able to work with them. And, my father was a high school coach for 45 years. And, I just grew up. This is exactly what I wanted to do my entire life. And to be able to do it is a blessing. And I think if you don't bring energy to whatever you do in your life, there's no reason to do it. And, I think when you know that you have an influence over other people, I think, that's extremely important. And one of my favorite sayings my father always told me is, we're in charge of the most important person in someone else's life. And, to make sure that you give them everything you have to make sure they're better when they leave, then that's what it's all about. And so I think it's just giving them everything you have, from energy, enthusiasm, work ethic, because I think life is about having energy. And if they can take that from me, for better or for worse, then hopefully I've done a good job. But I think it's just watching my dad do it and his energy and his enthusiasm and how kids feed off of it. And, their kids, their day is packed full of stuff that is not about football. As a football coach, your day is full of football. And when they come out at 3:30, that's the last class of the day. And they could have flunked the test or, all things going on in their life. And to show them enthusiasm for a sport and for what matters, that's the way it has to be done.
Absolutely, man. That's awesome. So let me ask you about the future. There's a kid that I like that plays defense for you. Defensive end Spencer Mermans really stood out to me a couple times this season when we covered you guys. And I know he'll be back as a junior, but what can you say for the future, for Country Day football?
Well, he's definitely a part of it. He's an exceptional athlete. I mean, he's a freak. I mean, you watch him play basketball this winter. I mean, he is an explosive, fast twitch kid, 6'6", 215. Sky's the limit for him. But what's really cool about him is his, who he is as a person. He's just a fun-loving kid that's just out there having a good time, and I think, he's got a really bright future ahead of him, and I'm excited about him and the rest of those guys. So, again, culture is everything for us, and hopefully, there's a lot of buy-in to get to work right now and develop ourselves physically and mentally and emotionally and get ready for next year. But Spencer's definitely going to be leading the way with that class, and obviously he's going to be still a junior, but leadership is multifaceted, and when you're one of the best athletes on the team, people can't help but follow you.
Absolutely. Well said, Coach. I'm looking forward to seeing him for another couple of years. Our resident coach on our panel, Kenneth McClamrock, former coach at East Rowan and Central Cabarrus, has got a question for you, and I'm going to bring him on right now so he can ask it.
Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm well. Hey, you've mentioned several times now this whole, the kind of buzzword in football the last couple of years is culture, and how important culture is and to building a community among your student athletes and the fans and the schoolhouse. And I know that you grew up around Charlotte Country Day. So tell me, how has your experiences growing up on the sidelines, right into away games, seeing what your dad did, how has that helped to carry over into this culture that you've been creating the last couple of years at Country Day?
Yeah, it starts with emotion. I think when you have an emotional investment in a place, I think that's where, a lot of it comes from. And, my desire to continue what my father did and, and provide kids with an opportunity to play a great game at a high level and, not just to play it, but to be a part of a team and a culture that will change their life. And I think to me, that's what I want to carry on the most. And, starting off as a 26-year-old head coach, I took culture for granted, and I really had to dig deep and try to create my own. Obviously, a lot of it's similar with what my father did, but I had to add my own, kind of a piece to it, because if it's not yours, no one's going to believe it. And I just think it takes emotion, and having an emotional investment in a place helps. And it's a blessing to be there and to give back to a place that gave me so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate that question. Awesome stuff, man. All right, Coach, my last question to you is something about not on the football field, kind of off the field. We're all kind of dealing with this. We've got a lot of stuff going on in the world. We got social injustice. We just had a crazy election process. And we got a divided country, man. As a football coach, number one, how do you keep your team, together when you've got so many different, thoughts and, cultures and things of that nature? And then number two, how do we, kind of deal with this, from a nation perspective?
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely complex in this world right now. And one of my program pillars is love. And, high school kids hear that and they cringe or whatever, but I think love is one of the most important things in life, if not the most important thing. The love for other people, the love for a teammate, a classmate, a community member, just the care for other people, I think, is extremely important. And, what I really worked with the kids on is, one, recognizing that I don't have answers, but my job is to help find answers and to be an ear to talk to when something might not be right in their life off the field. And to think that I have the answers is the wrong approach. And that's what I started off with. And the hardest part of it is knowing that you might not have the answers. But if you love someone and you want them to be the best they can be and you want the best for them, you'll do anything, that they need. And sometimes it's just being a listening ear and finding ways to help them when you might not have the answer. And, but I think being able to, what we talked about in our program is kind of take care of our own house and care for one another and love each other. And in those relationships you build on a team, that bleeds into the school community. And then from that school community, it bleeds into the larger community. And if we try to attack the same from a world standpoint, I don't know what that is, but what I can control is this program. And I wanted to do my best to make sure our guys loved each other. And through those relationships, they learn to have the relationships outside of the program in the school. And then when they graduate, they have the ability to grow that farther. And to me, I think that's, and that's the best way we can attack change, and making sure that our community cares for one another is, do it on a daily basis with the people that you have connections with, and not, being ignorant to the fact that when you don't have an answer, still be an advocate for those people and work to find those answers.
Coach, I think you need to be the next mayor, because that was a great answer. And
as long as I can still coach football, I'll do whatever you need.
I think we could work that out, man. That was awesome. Coach, this is one of the best interviews we've had, man. I think you were candid, and the passion, for the game, you wear it on your shoulder, and I think it's awesome. I want to appreciate you for coming on with us tonight, and hopefully, once this stuff dies down, we can get back over there and do some more in-person stuff, which is what I prefer, old school. But this is what we got to do now. So.
No doubt,
Coach,
Pat. I just want to thank you for what you do in recognizing these kids in our community and celebrating how powerful high school athletics are. And kudos to you and your work. And it doesn't go unnoticed. And I know my kids are all about it, and so we really appreciate that, and we appreciate you.
Absolutely, thank you, Coach. Man, have a good night.
You too. Take care now.
All right, buddy. All right, so that was Charlotte Country Day head coach Drew Witman. Very, very well-spoken coach. I have a ton of respect for him. Working with him during the Queen City Senior Bowl. He was a defensive coordinator for the West Squad. He did an awesome job. He's done a great job at Country Day. Crazy year this year with the season getting cut short, but last year they had a really good season. They went 9-1. They were the number 1 seed going into the playoffs. So he's definitely got that program, in the right direction and moving down the road and doing great things. So once again, I appreciate him coming on with us tonight. All right, so we've got a few minutes before our next guest comes on, Coach Jamie Bolton with the Cabarrus Warriors. So I'm going to bring the panel up and let them introduce themselves tonight. For the ones that are here, we're still batting a little shorthanded. The Juice Man, is still enjoying, his newborn child, and that's an awesome thing. So he'll be back with us in 2 weeks. We're taking next week off for Thanksgiving, so in 2 weeks he'll be back. Our producer Brandon Black will be on a little later. He's got a new segment in the arcade. That's going to be talking about some video games. It's going to be pretty cool. And then our newest guy, Justin Adams, will be on the show a little later on. He's been a little camera shy, so it'll be his first time coming on. But the ones that are here, I'm going to let them talk now. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Those are the ones that are here with us right now. And I just want to see how you guys, Coach Billups just got his movie theater AMC thing going. Oh, don't spill it. Don't spill it. Be careful over there. How we doing tonight, guys?
I called it.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
What's up?
Cherie, I love that you're wearing the baby blue CFI shirt.
Hey, Kenny, we keep getting disrespected on this show. What our baby blue shirt at? What our black shirt at? What our yellow shirt at?
I knew that was coming.
Shirt at?
I knew that
Where
was
is
coming.
that? I got it, Skinny.
You know,
we got to wear our old style.
This shirt, okay?
I got an announcement to make. So we're gonna have a CFI store online coming up very soon, where you can purchase your own CFI gear. Now, I will give you guys, Billups, McClamrock, and the kids, Kenny. I ain't forget about the kids. I got to get some kid sizes. I got a small, you know.
Kenny ain't the only one with kids. I got
kids. He asked for things for his kids.
You Lord, I'm about to call them right now. They better get mad. And you know, ain't nothing worse than a woman scorned. Because when a woman is scorned, boy, ooh, you might want to read straight.
Wait, Cherie, is that true?
It can be.
You heard? Hold up. I can't say the person's name, but he made when a woman's fed up, and he spoke facts, but we don't promote his music because he's a person.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There you go.
We ain't going there.
Kenny, like what? Kenny, you know what I'm talking about. I'll tell you offline.
Oh yeah, please do. Okay. So y'all,
do you see Cherie's face? She said, "Don't you dare,
man." Listen.
And I just said the person.
I got you.
How do you feel to be a year older? I feel wiser. My hair is glowing. My skin is glowing. Cherie, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. 35. Bones.
I've been there, done that. I've been there, done
Hold
that.
on. I'm gonna get this picture. Y'all keep talking. I gotta get the picture. Hold on.
Okay.
You've been there, done that. I've been there, done that. I saw your little glow up. I said, oh.
Yeah, a little blow up real quick. It only lasted 12 hours.
Mine was better. Do you see? I had the angles.
Yeah.
I had the angles.
I
had the chin. Oh, Lord, my phone. Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus.
Hey, this is great live video right now.
Man, I don't care. Hey, man, you don't get this on the other show. We I bring some my native tongue. I can't bring the beverage I'm drinking because Pep told me not to do that. But I got my chips. I got my food cooking. I'm chilling. We with this family. Kenny got his hockey jersey on.
No, this is Teddy Roosevelt, man.
my fault. You got Teddy Roosevelt.
My Colonel outfit.
You got a Colonel on.
Coach Billups, man, tell me something. So I was, when the Panthers signed this number 85 to quarterback.
Oh, but hey, you are terrible. I don't like you today.
I was looking for a certain West Charlotte line. I won't say his name because we all know if you ain't wearing single digits, then you probably ain't getting on the field. But I was looking for a single West Charlotte line wearing a number 37 jersey. And this is what I noticed about all of somebody's selfies online. All of them are taken like from this angle right here.
Oh, there's one.
Like that. That's it. That's the angle. What's up with that angle?
Hey, man. 37. So I wore 37 because it's the exit that you get off to go on base for road. And that's why I wore it. I could be, all a nerd and be like, I wore it because of Sean Alexander, because he wore it when he played with the Seahawks. But I wore it because it meant something to me. I wore 37 because, the Ford means a lot to me. I'm from Charlotte. I'm born and raised. Love it. My baby's from Charlotte. And that 37, I'll hold it down. But he's right. Sometimes you got to wear 30. You wear that number, you sit on the bench, you ride the pine. But I was special team all-star, all-American. I'm not like the rest of these coaches that be like, hey, I did this and that. No, guys, let me tell you a secret about Coach Billups. If I was that good at football, when I went to the Army. But I was good in the Army, though. I was my turn, door kicking football. I kicked the door down, boy. And this finger right here,
all right.
Get the itching.
We got to wrap our
Come on, man. You got Kenny started. Kenny tried me, boy. I love Kenny, though.
Hold on, man. There you go. We got plenty of time. Hold on. Here we go. Hey, this is the glow up right here.
Woo!
Look at that. Look at that. Good gracious. Wow.
That's the glow up.
So I need to know, Cherie, how many inboxes did you get off of that picture?
35.
Not a one. They saw the glow up and they were like, I know what she looks like in real life. So.
Oh man.
No.
My face is beautiful.
There you go.
My face is beautiful, but I'm just saying, I don't. And even if I did get one, I actually I did get one. I got one.
Oh.
I got one.
We'll explore that later on. All right, we got to go. All right, it's time now. All right, we'll see them in a little bit. Here we go. All right, so thank y'all for bearing through that. Our next guest now is ready to go. He is the head football coach for the Cabarrus Warriors, and that is Jamie Bolton, and we're going to bring him on right now. How are we doing, Coach?
Good. How are you guys doing? I appreciate you having me on.
Doing good, man. Doing good. It's good to talk with you again, man. Thank you for bearing through that bit of time there.
No worries, man. You guys have a good time. I was just kicking back laughing at all you guys. You guys got some character, so I know you guys have fun.
Yep. We have plenty of character. We've heard that before. But anyway, on a serious note, the first thing I want to ask you, Coach, is about playing through COVID-19. We had Coach Witman on, and we talked about how the private schools are able to find a way to get through the season and deal with everything going on with the pandemic. So just some general thoughts from you on playing through COVID-19, and what advice could you give public school coaches that haven't obviously gone through that process yet?
Well, first off, you hate to see any team go through it the way that Country Day did. They're playing in the semifinals and didn't get a chance to play, and I know they didn't end the way they wanted to, and it could happen to anybody. And that's the thing that we've always told our team is, we got to play and practice like it's going to be our last day, because it can just happen. And we were fortunate enough to skate through, and only a few of our kids were quarantined here and there. But other schools, they've missed whole games. We didn't. We were fortunate enough not to miss any, and have very few players actually go through quarantine. But any advice that I would give is just go through the protocols. Our athletic administration and our athletic director, Kay LaRue, they did a great job of giving us protocols from the very beginning since June, and we followed those protocols to the T. And it's painstaking, and you got to check them in and do the temperatures, and you got to do those things. And even if you do them, you still never know, but it gives yourself a better chance to get through the season. So I would just say follow the protocols and the guidelines set forth by whoever's making that call for you, and hopefully you get lucky enough and to get through the season. But it's definitely a tough thing that we all go through, and just kind of realizing that even though we have to go through those things, it's a blessing to be able to play, and we were definitely grateful for the opportunity this year for sure.
Absolutely. Well said, Coach. Well said. Now, was it just one thing with COVID-19 that was really, really tough to deal with, or was it just the whole process, in itself?
Well, it was everything. I think early on, the stages that we went through in the summer was tough. That's probably the toughest, right? We could only do strength conditioning outside. Then we could do football stuff without a football, and then it was we can do things with the football, and then we didn't even know if we are going to have a season. So really, the toughest thing was trying to sell our kids on, come to these workouts, come to all the football things, and but yet we don't have a set date to play. Are we going to play? Are we going to play? And our kids showed up every single day this year, and I kept telling them, be ready, because we're going to have a football season sooner rather than later, and we ended up having it. So that was the toughest thing, is trying to sell them on we are going to have a season and play. So I guess if the public schools playing in the spring, you guys have a set date and you got protocols. So I think it'll be a little bit easier on those guys because they have a set date so early on. Whereas us in the independent school league, we didn't really know, and our kids, they kind of battled through that and hung in there with us. So. But that's kind of the toughest part, I think, of this whole process. But once we got going, it was fine. Our kids were used to it, going to school every day and checking in and doing all those things. So it kind of becomes a part of your culture. And that's what we wanted to do, is embrace that and not, have any negativity towards it, but, shed some positive light on, hey, we get to do this. What a great opportunity. And our kids bought into that, and it just became a part of our everyday routine.
Very good. Very good, Coach. Yeah, the word you mentioned is culture. This was your first year, as the head coach of Cabarrus Warriors, and trying to build a culture in COVID-19, I'm sure is a huge challenge, but you did a very, very good job with that. What was the secret in building that culture and, bringing two schools together into one and having all the success that you did?
Well, I think, we took advantage of the situation with COVID-19. Cannon School and Concord Academy, they were out in the spring just like every school was last year. And when I got hired in March, I took the approach of let's don't think about the negative things and not being able to see them in person. So we just used the technology that the schools are already using to meet with the kids after school. So we would meet every day from March all the way through June with different position groups and building our culture. And the three things that we focused on in these meetings were culture being one, leadership being number two, and then teaching our scheme and football 101 and using our language on both sides of the football is kind of the third phase of that this spring. And so we did that all the way from April through June. And then once we got the kids in, we thought we were a little bit ahead of the game because we were able to focus on culture and that big piece of what we want the behaviors and the things to be inside of our program. And I think that helped us. We were able to kind of get through a lot of adversity this year and win some close ones. So our kids really bought into it.
Absolutely. I mean, we were there for the first time you played Covenant Day, and it was evident, man. Just the energy. And I mean, you had to bring your own energy with, limited fans in the stands and, all the different, regulations among that. So you did a great job with that. One other thing I noticed is, the pictures of the kids at the elementary schools and opening the doors and reading to the other younger kids, man, that stuff is awesome, and it's just a reflection of, the touches that you're putting into the program and the success is bearing out on the field. And that leads me to my next question. Your overall thoughts on the season that you had, winning the conference, going to the playoffs. How can you just kind of summarize, all of that?
Yeah, it's hard. Going in, I didn't really, I'm not even from, I haven't coached in the state of North Carolina in several years and really never even thought about the independent, league or knew any of these teams. So it was hard for me coming in, first evaluating our talent, evaluating where our program was before just by film. We had 9 kids transfer out when I took the job. Only one coach remained on staff. So I didn't get a whole lot of insight coming in. And so just evaluating our talent from on film and then evaluating a lot of JV film. We started 6 freshmen this year and 4 or 5 sophomores at times. So all those guys were on the JV team last year. And so evaluating that film and saying, okay, well, what kind of team do we really have? And those guys ended up being really good for us. But coming into that and then also, trying to evaluate the talent that we saw with our upcoming opponents. That was something else that was a challenge to kind of come in. So expectations, my expectations were, my goals were to create a culture that could lead to success on and off the field and, bring the community in. So, talking about how we want to, even in light of COVID, try to engage the community, serve the community when we do the traffic circle things in the morning and high five the young kids and, give our jerseys to teachers and people in the building on game days and try to just make people feel like we appreciate them supporting us has really meant a lot. So those are the things I was really focused on. And then also, teaching the game of football to our kids from a very fundamental standpoint. And our kids really took on to that. And then with our culture and the grit that we play with and the never give up attitude, those things all kind of culminated into a season where we won several close games that we definitely could have lost. We were 5-3 and in conference games, it was really, really tight with several of those games and could have went either way. And we got some breaks here and there and our kids fought through and made some plays at the end of the game to win those games. But really, it was surprising in a lot of ways to see our kids really learn and really grasp the offense, the defense, and then play at a high level for a lot of those kids at a very young age against very talented senior-laden teams in our conference and other teams that we played. So, I haven't really, last week was our last game. And so it's been, I've been cleaning up the locker room and things, but I really haven't thought about, the impact of everything. I just kind of try to evaluate, okay, where's our culture? Where are our kids at? How many workouts do they make? How many practices do we make? How is our attitude on the sideline? Those things, we've evaluated, and then, you take the wins and losses as they come. And this year we ended up winning more than we lost. But from a culture standpoint, I couldn't be happier with the first year, with the new coaching staff, with new kids, in a co-op situation. I really couldn't be happier with the way our kids responded, the way that the parents have supported us, the way our administration, the teachers inside the building, all the positive comments that we've gotten this year. I really couldn't have asked for anything else. And as a first-year head coach in an area that I'm not familiar with, so I felt welcome there, and hopefully we can keep this thing moving.
Absolutely, that's a great answer, Coach. Really, really good stuff, man. I do want to ask you about the playoff game, though. I mean, we saw you guys get matched up against Harold's, and in our preview, I was joking with our producer, Brandon, and I said, "Man, do you know where Harold's is? Harold's Christian?" He's like, "Man, I have no clue." And I had to look it up, and I said, "Wow, it is like in the middle of the white space on the map." It's a town of 200 people. So, how valuable was that playoff experience for your young team? And, I know you guys were kind of going back and forth. It was a bit of a shootout, but just overall, how was the playoff experience for you?
Well, for our kids going out there, it was definitely new to them, traveling 3.5 hours, down the road. But back in my early days of coaching, I was at Red Springs High School for 2 years and coached with George Coltharp and Joe Salas down there. So we went up and played Wallace Rose Hill in the third round in 2010 or 11. I think it was 2011. And so I'm very familiar with that area. There's some good football out there, a lot of wing T teams, single wing. And we knew we were going to be in a dogfight. But our kids, we've been in some dogfights this year, and we knew it was going to be a war going in. And our kids were ready. They knew that, after scouting, and you could just look on paper, they had, I think, 4 300-pound kids, a 240-pound running back. He was an absolute stud, and we really didn't have an answer for him. But, our little guys, we average 194.5 pounds on the offensive line, and a lot of those guys play both ways. So we knew that the matchup for us was going to be tough, and that we were going to have to play in there, and hopefully good things would happen. And we traded back and forth with them. Our kids came out, we scored first, and our kids don't know any better, so they don't know what they're supposed to know. And but we went out there firing out, with them, and then it just we had a couple turnovers that really just kind of got the things out of hand, and then 7 just kind of went off. But our kids really fought hard. We had an hour delay when we got there. Their lights weren't working. If you watch the film, they had to put in 2 portable lights that with 2 generators. So it was a little bit of an experience for our guys. But this is 2020, and our guys have fought just like every other team in the state has kind of fought through a lot of this adversity. So we just wanted to play football and get it going. And I don't think it affected our kids one bit. And they came out firing. And Harold's well-coached team, a lot of good physical football players. And I think our kids met the challenge in a lot of ways. But we got a lot to work on if we want to compete with those guys down the road.
Very good. Very good. Well said, Coach. Good stuff, man. Our resident coach on our panel, Kenneth McClamrock, former head coach at East Rowan and Central Cabarrus, has a question for you, and I'm going to bring him on right now. Yeah.
Coach, how are you?
Good, Coach. How you doing?
I'm well. Man, just listening to you, I don't think I could imagine a more adverse beginning to a first-year head football coach. First-year coach, brand new area, new league, COVID-19, 2 different schools. I mean, just incredible. The loss of players, the loss of your coaching staff, but obviously you did an incredible year this year. I've been out to your facilities. Cannon's facilities are top-notch. They're as nice as a whole lot of Division II colleges around. With that being said, you said you played a lot of young kids, 6 freshmen, 4, 5, 6 sophomores, 5 and 3. Man, what in the world can you do at Cannon School with those facilities, with the draw that you have? I mean, you have just got to be uber pumped up about where you guys are headed.
Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons I took the job and was fortunate enough to be offered the job. I got there and for a school that size, we have a turf football field. We have a 2-story indoor, weight room, obviously. It's brand new. We have a 40,000 square foot indoor facility that we could practice in if we need to. There's a lot of, our basketball team's a state champion last year. So there's some really good things happening. Our volleyball team just played for the state title. So, Cannon Sports and obviously Concord Academy with their basketball program. And it's just a really great area. Concord's a great place to be. And the good thing is we have young kids that grew up in our program and that are going to continue to grow up in our program that are going to be taught the fundamentals and of football, and they've learned those things, but it's a great place to be. I'm so happy there. I also teach social studies there, and I'm also an advisor in the school building, and I just love the community. It's such a supportive community inside the school for our kids from an academic standpoint, and then on the football field, we take care of them, and it's hard, and they know it's rigorous in the classroom. It's going to be rigorous on the football field, but those things pay off, and we've seen that this year. But I couldn't be happier with the opportunity that I've been given, especially as a first-year head coach, and such a great setting in light of, I guess, all the perceived negative things coming in. But I just thought those things were positive, and we try to make the most of our opportunities here.
Hey, Coach, I guess First Assembly kids or Concord Academy or Multiply, whatever they are now, I guess they come to you full-time. Do you guys ever go – how does that work out, logistics, for even practice?
Yeah, so the younger kids, they Concord Academy will provide busing over to the field, but a lot of our kids will come over. Right now we have 9 players from Concord Academy. The rest are Cannon. Last year was more 50-50, but this year we're more probably 90 or 85% Cannon. And so I remember, I didn't know last year really, but they merged staffs last year, and they merged 2 teams. This year it's a little bit different. We're 100% coaching staff at Cannon, and then the Concord Academy kids come over there. And I'll tell you, I couldn't have asked for better young men to come from that school and provide, one of our best leaders is Jack Schultz. He's a Concord Academy student athlete, and he's our leader. He's our number 1 captain on our team, and he's a sophomore, and he's what we call a war daddy. He gets after it on both sides of the ball, and we love those guys, and we're one big family, and we really try to emphasize family as one of our values in our program, and really for our team it matters maybe more than any other team because we're two different groups having to come together for one common goal, and I love that. I love that about our team. I think it's unique. It's definitely an opportunity to be able to serve 2 different communities in a way. So I kind of like that challenge.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate that. All right, Coach. My last question to you. We talked about, the impact the young freshmen have had on your team, guys like Tyler Green and Gavin Powell. Just simply, how good can this team be? I mean, with those guys making major contributions on a playoff team, early in their career.
Well, there's no question. I think the sky's the limit for that group. Especially, we just got to keep working hard. We got to keep working hard at the little things each and every day. We had a good season. It's not where we wanted to end up. We felt like we competed in a lot of ways. But this young group's good. Tyler's a good quarterback. He does a really good job of commanding everybody out there. He knows the entire offense. He's very intuitive. He can make plays when things break down. We have several young receivers. We have Max Riley. I think he's one of the leaders in the state in terms of yards this year. Gavin Powell, obviously a really good receiver outside. And then a freshman running back in Will Jones had 9 rushing touchdowns this year. So, 8 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving. And that, that's a good core group to have moving forward. Especially with our sophomores that are so talented. But yeah, I think as long as we keep working hard and keep getting stronger and faster and doing those little things, we'll continue to compete. But yeah, I can't wait to see these guys grow up together. They've been playing together for a long time, and it's a good thing here at Cannon and the Cabarrus Warriors.
Awesome, great stuff, man. I got to shout you out for staying with me when I did come out there. I had a flat tire, and most coaches, after winning a big game like you did, would have, went home and had a couple beers and relaxed. But I mean, you stood there and talked with me till the guys came out and changed my tire, and that says a lot about your character because you didn't have to do that. So. You're number 1 in my book, Coach.
Hey, man, if I was on the side of the road, which I may be, if you drive by, maybe you'll return the favor for me.
Absolutely. And I'll even bring some Wing King wings, number 1 wings.
Hey, man, that's it. That's it right there. You know it right there now. Those are the best. The Honey Hot.
Yeah, he's a connoisseur. I like
That's right, man. The Honey Hot you got to go with.
That's awesome, Coach, man. I appreciate you coming on, and hopefully we'll be able to get out there real soon and, catch up with you guys when things start, rolling up once again for you guys in the spring and, on down the line.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach.
See you guys.
All right. All right, so that was Jamie Bolton, Cabarrus Warriors head football coach. A really, really good guy overall. Did an amazing job with that program in such a crazy COVID-19 year that, everyone's dealing with so many different elements. And, it's amazing. It's an amazing story for them to go 5-3 with such a young team, make the playoffs and, do some really, really great things. So I really appreciate him coming on with us tonight and, learning a little bit more about, what their program is up there. All right. So now we're going to move on to our next segment and bring on our buddy Cowboy Joe Hughes with the Gaston Gazette. Joe, I'm not going to forget, man. I'm not going to forget that you're a Cowboy fan. You just got to admit it and move on. But he's going to talk about South Carolina football. They're in the second round of playoffs now, and I'm going to bring him on right now. What's up? How we doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good. Had a great first round of playoffs. I hadn't heard about any COVID issues in the playoffs. Have you?
No, and I don't think I'm going to be hearing much about it anymore.
Now, I think you're saying that because no one is going to be honest. Is that what we're going at here?
I didn't say it. I didn't say it, but
I got you. All right, so we got some really good games though. This second round is looking really, really juicy with matchups. I'm going to ask you about three of them, and then I'll give you a chance to expand on that a little more with the rest of the bracket. But you're as people that know you're a big Gaffney football guy, of course. And they've got a big matchup against T.L. Hanna. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So what are the thoughts of that matchup for your Gaffney guys?
Gaffney will win by as many points as they want to. The problem is, how many points do they want to win by?
Whoa, okay.
And we know Gaffney is uber talented. The problem is, which Gaffney team are we going to get? I've said it probably 2-3 weeks. Said it plenty of times over the past several weeks.
Mm-hmm.
If they play their top tier game, they can beat anyone. I just don't know if we're going to see that top tier team, a team that can't put teams away. They were up 21-0 on Burns. Burns came back 21-14. They score again, make it 28-14 game, and then it's 28-21 again. I know it's a rivalry game. Emotions can get a little frayed and a little heated, but it's the playoffs. It's one and you're done. You have to be able to play and bring it every single night. And as I said, they have all the tools. They have the best player in the state. They have one of the best receivers in the state, the North Carolina guy. So, and then they have probably one of the best two receivers in the state as well. Natron Johnson is always open. Never remember that name. He's always open. Always. I've watched tape over and over again of this team, and he is always open. I guess I don't know whether it's Andre Lindsey feeling like he has to force it to Kobe. It may be that. I don't know, but he's always open. And
wow.
They have so many options and are able to do so many things. And if that defense plays and gets healthy, they've been playing a little bit banged up a little bit. But if they're playing the way that they can play, they can name the score.
Absolutely. They are absolutely loaded with talent. Joe, hang on 1 second. We got some breaking news that I'm going to jump on to real quick. We're going to come right back. So hang on 1 second. All right. We got breaking news. It's the first time ever we've done breaking news on Football Focus Weekly. But I got a feeling that, we got to talk about this real quick, or at least share with what's going on here. Of course, it's the NBA draft tonight. The Charlotte Hornets just made a pick. LaMelo Ball is a Charlotte Hornet. LaMelo Ball has been the number 3 pick in the draft for the Charlotte Hornets. So if you're watching right now, you know, keep your TV on in the background. Keep us on your screen right here. But breaking news, LaMelo Ball, 6'7" point guard, Charlotte Hornets. All right. We're going to come back to Joe Hughes right now. All right. So we got that out there. All right. So
Big baller brand.
Now,
big baller brand is Charlotte. Let's go. Let's go.
What are your thoughts on it, Joe? What do you think?
Hey man, I'm all for entertainment. I'm all for the entertainment angle, and if we know anything about the Ball brothers, they're going to bring the entertainment because they're bringing their dad. I'm ready for it. Let's do it.
I'm thinking, there we go. Okay. I think that might have been LeVar Ball trying to jump in on the show. Yeah, cut that off real quick. All right, so moving on to the next matchup, and I hope you're going to be here at this one. Dorman, coming up here to Rock Hill, taking on Northwestern. So first, are you going to be at District 3?
I will be there.
All right. Joe Hughes in the house. All right, cool. So what are your thoughts on this matchup? So tell us a little bit first off about Dorman.
Hey, Dorman is what you see is what you get. They haven't had to pass the ball much this year, even though they have the capability to. We've talked a lot, or at least I've talked a lot about their running back, Chance Black, outstanding kid. He's already rushed for nearly 600 yards, 9 touchdowns. He has 2 more receiving. He looks like a man amongst boys, and you're gonna notice him right once he touches the field. You'll be able to tell him out of everybody when you see him come out on the field, because he's just a beast. And as he goes, so does Dorman. Zay Foster, the quarterback, is a good dual threat. He hasn't had to show his arm as much as possibly some of his predecessors or other players in the state that play on great teams such as Dorman, but he's had about 530 yards, rushed for about nearly 300. I'm looking forward to seeing what Northwestern really does with that, because Northwestern they're stout. They're very stout up front, and I really like what they're doing. So I'm eager to see exactly how a strong, they're big. Let's just say that Dorman's offensive front is just big. I'm eager to see what the Northwestern front can do against that.
Yeah, and I mean, covering Northwestern a couple times this season, I mean, that's going to be a really fun matchup to see, because Northwestern, one thing on defense is they flow to the ball really well in the run game. Those linebackers they have are really good. That's the heart and soul of that defense over there. And then you flip it around offensively. We just interviewed Will Madison, the Northwestern quarterback, who is really starting to come on, man. It's like every week he's getting better and better and better. And then last week he had his best game with 5 touchdown passes against Hillcrest in their first round playoff game. So my question to you is, how is Dorman on defense? What's their strength on that side of football?
Their strength, of course, is pretty much run defense. Their run defense is awesome.
Okay.
But they pretty much have the same pass defense that they had last year. And this game reminds me a lot of last year's game against Clover, where it's very, very hyped. Of course, Dorman is the big favorite. Clover comes in and just hits him in the mouth the first several drives. And Jalen Lane had the game of his life before he got injured. He was just eating. The question is, does Northwestern have a Jalen Lane? They have good receivers. Do they have a Jalen Lane, a guy that can just break the game and you can put the ball in his hands and just play pitch and catch all night with him? I don't know if they do, but I also have trust in Will Madison. So I'm looking forward to this game. I think it's really one of the under-the-radar games in the state. And hey, chance to play for a state championship, let's go.
Absolutely, man. And then the last game I want to talk about is a game that I don't know how many people in South Carolina are talking about it, but it has a real interest to me and us at Football Focus Weekly because we've got Catawba Ridge, who we covered earlier this season, from Fort Mill, going down to take on Irmo with Aaron Brand, the former Vance coach who had all the success here at Vance and a couple other schools. So I will I hadn't said it, but that's where me and Brandon are going to go Friday night. We're going all the way down to Irmo for the first time.
Before we get into the game, make sure you stop by Rush's, get you a cheeseburger basket. Rush's, you can only get those. You can only get that in the Columbia area. I'm a Columbia guy. That's my hometown. You got to go to Rush's. They're everywhere. You probably have a couple of them all around the stadium because around WC Hawkins. So they're around.
Okay. All right. So Brandon is on in the background. So Brandon, make a note. We got to stop at Rush's and get a cheeseburger basket. That sounds very good. Anything that says a basket is it's going to be good because there's multiple items in a basket. But anyway. So what's your thoughts on this game right here? It's an interesting matchup.
It is very interesting because no one expected either one of these teams to be in the position they are with a chance to play to advance to the state semifinal, but one of these teams will. Of course, Irmo defeated Westside on the road last week and basically got Catawba Ridge to do them a favor and won in the Copperheads going on the road winning themselves. Both of these teams did it their way. I'm probably most impressed with how Catawba Ridge went out there and handled their business. They went down to Greer, a team that, as we said, they like to run the football. And we knew exactly whoever owned the line of scrimmage was going to be the one to win this football game. Catawba Ridge owned that game from pillar to post. And you have to go down to Irmo and play in that particular atmosphere at WC Hawkins Stadium. They have something that can travel, and that is a great defense. And I'm looking forward to seeing them and how they react to being in this particular position. It's been a while for Irmo too, so this is a pretty big game for both.
Yeah. Coach Brand with the playoff experience, and him being an offensive coach going against a good defense that Catawba Ridge had. It's a really, really great matchup on the field with good people that I like on both sidelines. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to get down there and not only check out the game, but now check out this cheeseburger basket at Rush's. Thank you for the tip. Appreciate that. No so what are some other games that you're excited about across the bracket here in the second round?
Yeah, the other one is across the bracket with South Point and Flora. South Point AC Flora. South Point, of course, getting the win last week against Greenwood in a very, very entertaining football game. Of course, I picked Greenwood thinking that they would probably be able to slide a few things through late. They tried. South Point stuck with it and got the double overtime win. Now they have to go to AC Flora, the number one team in the state. And AC Flora, they've outscored teams 439-59 thus far. And this will probably be their biggest test of the season. And I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how both of these teams handle that. Of course, the other things going on across the state is Myrtle Beach and Beaufort. Myrtle Beach, of course, has J.J. Jones, the wide receiver that's going to North Carolina. He did something just special the other last week, making a one-handed catch, mossing a kid. And next thing you know, they're going up against a Beaufort team that is going to run the football, and they're going to do it well, and they do not beat themselves. So I'm looking forward to that game as well.
All right. Great stuff, Joe. As usual, I appreciate you coming on with us and sharing with us about everything going on in South Carolina. It's been a huge part of our coverage this year. And, we're going to be off next week for Thanksgiving, but in 2 weeks, I think they're going to have is that championship week down there after Thanksgiving?
That is. You're going to have games, cool. You're going to have games at Spring Valley, and you're going to have them at Benedict College. So I look forward to making the trip down there, getting some good food, and watching good football.
Absolutely, man. Well, I'm going to say it early. Happy Thanksgiving. Safe travels to Rock Hill right down the street.
Mhm.
And, we're looking for updates on Twitter. Now, if we can't get the Irma, we coming there. So, you might see us. Well, we're going to try to get the Irma and get the rushes. So, it's a priority now.
Good deal. Good deal. Good deal, man.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Man. All right, man. All right, that was our buddy Joe Hughes with the Gaston Gazette, giving us the great update on South Carolina football across the state. Now it is 8:36, and what that means is it's time to sound off, baby. All right, so of course, when we sound off, we normally lead off with the Juice Man, but once again, he is not here. I see the illustrious Coach Billups dancing in the background. So I guess he's eager to sound off. So we're going to let him go ahead and sound off. So here we go.
Hey, you see where I got on? The legend that went number 4 to the Chicago Bulls. And I know y'all hate it, but I love it. WC, let's go. My boy Pat. Let's go. And Michael Jeffrey Jordan, you didn't mess it up. I'm officially a LeBron fan, a Hornets fan, and I'm going back to Chicago because if West Charlotte goes to Chicago, guess what? Brandon Billups going to Chicago. I'm a Bulls fan now. Let's go. I'm done. I'm done with the show. I'm done. I'm gonna prove everybody wrong. My Rams. I keep that 9-9 close to me. We shocked the world. All y'all said we was gonna get beat by them dead birds in Seattle. Now, Monday, bring your popcorn. I'm done.
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. Considering our numbers went down to 3 people watching, so that's what our ratings do for you, Coach Billups. That's what happened. We went down to 3 people live now. So, just keep that in mind. All right, so we're gonna go. Let's see. Let's get producer Brandon Black on here because he hadn't said anything yet. So let's get him on here and let's give him a chance to sound off. Here we go. Muted.
There we go. Fumble on first down. We only lost 2 yards though, 2nd and 12. But so I got a comment on, and this might be a controversial statement. Someone else might not agree, but I gotta give shout out to the new Panthers coaching staff. Rule and Brady, they're new, but we're outside of this last game. The losses are mounting up, but they've been competitive in every game outside of this most recent one. And we got to keep in mind they're doing this without their best player. CMC has been out most of the season. They've been doing this without their best player and still been able to be competitive. I think the trajectory is up. They're going in a positive direction. So I think give them some more pieces, give them some more time. Don't write them off, and I think they'll have the Panthers, in a good position. And he's made some mistakes, but I'll say Teddy has, been more good than bad, and kind of impressed me a little bit at times. So I definitely got to sign off about the Panthers coaching staff and Teddy Bridgewater. I feel like they're laying some seeds for success. We got some Derek Brown. We got some great playing rookies, Brian Burns. So I think the trajectory is definitely high. So we'll see from where it goes here. So obviously the excuses, this sentiment ain't going to stay. We're going to need to see some results, some wins. But I think they've shown that they can coach, and they've bought themselves a little more time. Back to you, Pet Man, in the studio.
Well, you can't run away just yet. Now, I agree with you, but did you hear Joe Hughes say we got to go to Rush's?
Rushes.
So you wasn't paying attention?
I've heard of that place. Yeah, I'm down with that.
The cheeseburger basket. You supposed to come on, man. You got to take notes, man. We got these places.
Look, there's been a lot of food places to keep up with, a lot of recommendations coming left and right. But you know me, I don't think in the 20 years you've known me, I don't think I've ever turned down a trip to a food spot. So I'm not gonna start now. So I'm ready.
Well, this is why you're the producer, man. This is why we're taking this road trip to cover Irmo and to get this cheeseburger basket. So I need you to do some research into this cheeseburger basket and let me know.
I'm on it. I actually got some friends from the area, so I can kind of cross-reference it with them and all that. So yeah, definitely, I'm in.
All right, cool. All right, good deal. So now let's jump to the queen of CFI, Cherie Glenn, on Sound Off, and let's see what she has to say. Because she just celebrated a birthday and she's 26 right now. So here we go.
I'll take it. 26 my baby. First of all, Brandon, I'm with you on the Panthers coaching staff. You know, I feel like they've done good. But my shout out, or my sound off, is actually going to be about Michael Jordan. And it was about the draft pick before we found out that he got LaMelo Ball. So I was a fan of watching Ball in the Family. I know how LaMelo is. LaMelo is he loses interest very quickly. So what I'm gonna need for you to do, Michael Jordan, is I'm gonna need for you to make sure that you do everything that you can to get this guy the help that he needs. Do not waste this high of a draft pick on a guy if you are not going to commit to what he is. You know, we've seen it done before. You know, I've been a fan of the Hornets, the Bobcats, the Hornets again. I've been a fan of all of those. So I know, you know, what I've seen happen, you know, and so I want to make sure that, you know, he is trying to do everything he can for this pick. Because if he messes this pick up, like I'm literally done. Like it's already bad enough that I have to say that I'm a LeBron fan. On top of being a Hornets fan, I have to have somebody to compensate for the lack of the seasons that we've had in the last 15, 20 years. So I'm going to need for Michael Jeffrey Jordan to make sure that he is doing everything that he can to make this LaMelo Ball draft actually be worth something.
So, there we go. Well said, Cherie. Stick around at 9:00. We will have a 20-minute discussion about the NBA draft and the Charlotte Hornets. So we will address that here in just a few minutes. But now we're going to address Kenneth McClamrock on Sound Off, and we're going to see what he has to say this week. And I got a feeling about what he's going to talk about, but let me see if I'm right. So here we go.
There is no way you know where I'm headed with this, Pet Man, because you see, this week I'm going to talk about another disgusting habit. A couple of weeks ago, I talked about people who put cancer in their mouth and they suck on it until they talk like this right here. This week, I got another group of people who annoy me. You see, these people, they're not just happy broadcasting, they're complete revolting, off-putting, unpalatable habit with their stank breath, yellow teeth, insomnia causing, toilet raging, complete waste of money being poured down the drain by the minute. But then they have to do their best pre-adolescent teenage girl impersonation and take all these pictures. Oh, this would be a cute picture here, and plaster it all over social media. That's right. I'm talking to you, you disgusting coffee drinkers. Ugh! I don't care about your orange mocha frappuccino, your little designs that you make in your little cups, your little French press, your little slow Brazilian seeds, brown sludge, bitter tasting, disgusting cockamamie that you're putting in these cups. I don't post pictures of my 5 sun drops that I drink every single day. And I don't want to see pictures of your coffee either. You people annoy me.
I was trying to hit the unmute button. I wasn't just pausing for no reason, but dang, have you ever thought about being a Southern Baptist preacher?
You know, I've always said teachers and preachers are the same people. They both like to hear each other talk. So there ain't a whole lot of difference in us.
I like that. Teachers and preachers. We could do something like that. Yeah, we can do something. We can get a shirt with teachers. I like that.
I knew when I was in high school that I wanted people to listen to me talk. And so I thought to myself, what can I do? And I came up with 3 ideas. I could be a teacher, a preacher, or a football coach. And I got 2 of them down anyhow.
Yeah, you're not doing bad. You're not doing bad. Thank you, Ken. Another classic. Appreciate it, man. All right, so finish up sound off. We're gonna go to Joe Hughes and see what he's got to say. It's been a couple weeks. See if he's got something good. Here we go.
All right, of course, we all know last night was the first night of volleyball, cross country, everything like that in North Carolina High School Association. Public schools got back to work. It was refreshing to be back in the gym, back out on the course, hanging out with all the people that you used to hanging out with, talking to the coaches, talking to the athletes. And the biggest thing I took from it was they're taking everything in stride. We're probably the ones that are probably putting a lot more weight on ourselves, trying to make sure that everything is perfect, make sure that every protocol is done. In essence, the kids want to play about as much as we have, or we do. So they're trying to make sure that every T is crossed, every I is dotted to make sure that they can play. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see exactly how far this thing goes, and hopefully it goes as far as they can. Because I'm rooting for these athletes, I'm rooting for these coaches, and hopefully we can have a long season, and hopefully it can roll over into everything else. Of course, we're in times that we have no idea what's going to happen. But at least we have a chance.
I totally agree. That's well said and definitely on point. The only thing that I don't like was the fact that they made this mandate about the mask so late. You know,
I agree.
Yeah, you got to give anyone that's coached or covered sports as you've done for so long. You know, there's a period of acclimatism that you got to get used to it. I can't say that word very well, but you got to get used to something. And to throw it on at the last minute like that was, not ideal. But nothing's ideal in 2020. So
nothing.
There you go. Yeah. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it, man. All right. So, for my sound off, I kind of alluded to it. I made a post on Twitter earlier this week about these recruiting services, recruiting services out here that are basically, making these posts saying that a school's looking for a D1 school's looking for receiver, or D2 is looking to evaluate all prospects. I mean, come on, man. That's very obvious from the start. What do schools do to get players into their program? They recruit them. They don't need you out here trying to act like you're doing something for them, when all we know that all you do is collect these kids' information, send it out to a list of coaches you have an email, and collect 10, 15, 20 bucks per kid, and you're just ripping them off in a scam situation, man. I've had so many parents reach out to me and say, thank you for saying that. I went through this process and my kid didn't benefit zero, not one bit. So if you see this, make sure do not use a recruiting service unless it's someone that personally has done something to help a kid throughout their process in getting to a school. Very few of these, fly-by-night Twitter services help kids in a legitimate fashion at all. like I said on my post, if you're a kid out here that needs some exposure, send us a DM. We'll look at your film, and there's multiple ways we can give you exposure in a positive manner for free. You know, we don't charge for, you know, anything like that at all. So that's my sound off this week, because that's just a bunch of crap, to be honest with you. It really is. Okay, so that was our sound off segment. Everyone brought some good stuff this week. I'm going to hold off on the private school championship game preview if you're tuning in for that. We're going to go ahead and talk about what the Hornets did and then the NBA draft in general for about 20 minutes. So we're going to have our NBA draft and Charlotte Hornets talk right now. I'm going to bring the panel up, and we're just going to kind of talk through, you know, what we just witnessed. And the draft is still going on right now with the New York Knicks getting ready to make their selection. But let's bring everybody in, and let's see if anyone's got some thoughts on what the Charlotte Hornets did and then in the draft overall. So obviously, you know, I'm going to put this back up here. If you're somewhere in a closet and you don't know what happened, the Charlotte Hornets selected LaMelo Ball with the number 3 pick in the 2020 NBA draft. So I want to ask you guys, did they get it right?
Yeah, right there. You didn't want to Melo or James Wiseman, and Wiseman was off the board. But I was scared. They was going to get Obi. If they had got Obi, I would have been mad. But the bad thing about getting Melo right there now is you got to make a decision with Rozier. Because Melo, like Sheree said, he did not get drafted sitting on the bench. And you're not finna put Devontae Graham. You gotta get rid of Terry Rozier. So that's the bad thing about it. I don't think Devontae Graham gonna be around too long because it's just how Melo plays. But they need to get a big man. So we'll see what they do. But I like the pick. I love the pick. I think Melo Grant. Oh Lord. See, New York just did what New York did. They got Obi. And I don't think, you know, that's a Thibodeau pick though. You know, Tom Thibodeau, he likes some athletic wings, and I'm glad he's not in Charlotte. But I think the Hornets are in trouble. They got to get rid of Nicholas. They got to get rid of Nicholas' contract.
That's the thing with Michael, and that's the part that makes me so upset about this, because it's like,
you shake your head all you want to, Joe. That Nicholas contract bad.
He's going to bring him in there, and he's either going to get rid of everybody else that's supposed to be around him, or he's going to make LaMelo basically carry this team by himself. The way he did Kemba, the way he did Steve-Jack, the way he's doing basically everybody that he's had here. He's going to waste him away for 5-6 years, and then he's going to try to ship him off somewhere else because he says that he's not producing the way the team needs to see him produce. And that's the problem I have with this pick. I mean, and it's the same thing every year, it seems like. And I just, you know, I'm tired of seeing that for my city. Like, I'm really tired of watching him just waste these picks. Like, do something with it. I want to see him do something with it.
All right, so if you're tuning in right now expecting the private school championship game preview, we'll have that at about 9:10, okay? We want to talk about, we've kind of changed the segments around. We're talking about Charlotte Hornets and the NBA draft that's going on right now. But private school championship preview will be at 9:10 p.m., all right, if you're tuning in to watch that. Okay.
Do you see they compare Obi to Lou Alcindor, Zion, and Bill Walton? This is kind of he's a Tom Thibodeau player, but the Hornets now they're trying to move Malik Monk. Like, they need wings. You need athletic wings, and you need. I think our center is good. You know, Cody don't stay because it don't give Melo benefits. Cody, but you got a wing that we don't even play. You don't even play Nicholas. And we pay this dude $25.7 million.
See what I mean?
And see, me personally, I'm just glad they ain't get LeBrick. If they got Sir Brick, Russell Westbrook, I would have hated that. I would not have been a Hornets fan because he would have ran up and down the court, shot 40 threes, brick him, get mad, want to fight everybody in the stand. He probably would have fought me because I would have said, you suck. He wish he don't suck. He's a one-way play. He can't get to the rim. We're not going to be good. But I like the Melo, but I think you got to get rid of Terry. And that's going to hurt.
There are too many variables that have to happen in order for this to be a concrete pick.
Yeah, we got to get a 4. You got to get a 4. And I like the rookie we got from Kentucky last year, but I don't think he benefits with Melo. Melo is gonna push that ball, and this Devontae Graham, our 3 and our 5 are good, but our 4, he ain't gonna want to run that court all day. PJ ain't gonna want to run that court. He not gonna run that court.
Okay, I got multiple points to say here. So, first off, we're in the last year of Nick Batum's contract. So all we got to do is get through this one last year, and we'll be done. All right, and he can go retire and drink French wine, for all I care. All right. Number 2, PJ was one of the top rookies in the league last year. He's so good to the point. Miles Bridges is the one that's been rumored in trades. He was rumored in trades tonight when the Hornets were discussing trying to move up to number 1.
That'd be crazy.
I actually would support that because you're opening things up for PJ.
But Melo runs the court. Melo runs the floor. It's gonna be a high-paced offense. It got to be
PJ can run.
No, he's not gonna run.
What I'm just talking about in terms of him, who's going to be, there's got to be somebody who's going to be the star, and what if
it's Melo?
What if, Melo, who obviously thinks he's the star, you know what I'm saying? Like there's just too many variables that, I don't know.
Guess what? Melo finna feel what Kimber felt.
And
I hate to say that. He's on feel what Kimber felt because everybody said the same thing about Kimber.
Mm-hmm.
And Kimber put you
on his back.
I don't call you by your government, Matt. You sit there and shake your head all you want to. But we changed the tempo of the offense. And Joe would tell you the same thing. With Melo, he cannot play in a half court set.
No.
And they want to push that ball. They're going to push that ball. Yes, PJ can run the court, but the offense, PJ don't have to work on his 3-pointer, his corner 3, and Cody's gonna be he don't be diving to the rim. It's gonna be Melo running, and Cody's gonna be diving. If Cody's don't got it, he don't kick it to either PJ or Malcolm or Devontae Graham. I think Malik Monk is the gem, and they crazy for trying to trade him, man. Yeah, he likes to do a lot of extracurricular activities. Stop doing that stuff, Malik. Sometimes you don't need to look at all the flowers. Hint, hint. I can't say it because it's the family show. Leave the flowers alone. Just plant them. You don't got to do the extracurricular stuff. Just plant them.
I'm going to try something real quick. Give me 1 second.
He don't mute Billups. Joe, that was a good one. That was the best one I ever did right there. Matt, that was the best one I did.
This is great live television. I want you to watch this real quick. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, PJ's good.
PJ Washington right there.
I like PJ.
PJ Washington. No, look, just watch. Just watch, because he hits 7 threes in his first NBA game. There's the corner 3 you talking about.
Who are they playing? They're playing the Bulls. They're terrible.
It's his first NBA game.
It's the Bulls.
Look at that.
It don't matter.
Man.
It's like playing the Panthers and you score 20 and you beat by 23 points.
His first NBA game.
It's like playing the Cowboys and you beat the Cowboys. It's like playing the Panthers, man. It's irrelevant.
Form right there.
It's irrelevant.
Look at this.
But he got to run the court.
Bam.
Joe, help me out. Joe, stop laughing and help me out. Joe, help me out. All right,
Oh, that's your third corner 3. Whack him. Look at that.
He's a half court. He's a half court player.
Work on it.
He's a half court player. Yeah, you see.
No, look at that. There's your half court right there. Going to the rim, finishing.
Half court play. Who we playing? The Bulls.
What? Look at this. Whack up. Another one.
I'm a Bulls fan.
Is that enough for you yet?
I can't talk
Is
bad
that
about the
enough
Bulls.
yet? All right, I'm going to stop sharing. I made my point.
Yeah, we got to stop ragging on my Bulls, man.
I'm a Bulls fan now. Pat Will.
Oh, no, you're a Bulls fan? Oh, my God, Joe.
I'm a Bulls, Hornet, and Bron fan now.
Hey. Hey, I like the Bulls after Cheese Eyes left, man. You know how it goes.
But Pep, no, he got to run the floor. That's all I would say. Because Melo don't push that rock. He's a beautiful facilitator. But they don't mess it up like they did with Kimber. I'm sorry.
Man, they gonna mess it up like they did with all their picks.
And Gerald.
Mess it up?
Yeah,
give them a chance.
I'm just glad
like we have all the other ones.
I'm just glad they didn't pick somebody from North Carolina or Kentucky.
I agree with that.
I am too. I thought they were gonna pick Obi. I thought they were gonna pick Obi. I really did.
I think it was the best available. They went with the best available.
No, somebody went there and said, "You pick Obi, they're gonna kill you. They're gonna murder y'all."
It's fine. I want it to be fine.
It's fine. I mean, it wasn't.
I really want to cheer for my home team. I really do, but they make it so hard.
Yeah.
Well, at least we didn't get that French point guard. Because Lord, I saw him. I never seen a woman so beautiful before. Oh my God, my bad. That was a beautiful lady. The first beautiful woman to play in the NBA right there. That French, great pick. He had makeup.
Okay.
I never seen a point guard with blush on. So hey. I'm saying what y'all want to hear. This is why y'all come on Wednesdays instead of Monday. He had blush on. I don't wear blush. I'm rugged. I put my shea butter on, and I put my beard butter on. I don't put no blush on my face. Get that out of here. I'm a man. I put my pants on one leg at a time.
Oh man, shea butter Billups.
Oh, you got to put that in the intro.
You got to put that in the, you know. Hey, Joe, I know you've been missing me from Twitter. I've been taking my little pilgrim.
Put that in the intro tomorrow. You got to put that in the intro, man.
Okay.
Shea butter Billups.
All
Butter, baby.
That's awesome.
I can't bring the real. I've been told not to bring the real sponsor out because Pep told me not to. But we do have a sponsor.
Please do not do that.
We do have a sponsor.
All right, so he's in timeout right now. So we're gonna finish up this segment without Coach Bill for now. But the number one pick in the draft was the kid out of Georgia, Anthony Edwards. 6'5", really talented, going to Minnesota to pair with D'Angelo Russell. I think that was a really good pick for them overall. And then James Wiseman, the one that, was rumored to Charlotte, for a long time, ends up in Golden State, with Curry and Thompson and Draymond Green. So that's going to be an interesting fit, out there because you're talking about running the floor. Can he run the floor and spread the court with those guys? Brandon, what are you saying? Because you're muted right now.
What?
This is a pick six right here. Good gracious.
Oh my gosh.
I can unmute. You muted yourself, so you got to unmute yourself. But anyway, compelling video right there.
They also they got hurt, today too. So you got to figure out how that's gonna, play in that because, like Stephen A. was saying earlier, he's like, when it comes to a championship, like you'll get the entertainment, you'll get, the big plays and stuff from these teams, but like if you want the championship, and I'm pretty sure Golden State wants the championship now because they were out, especially in the bubble, just passed. You got to have both Clay and Steph, especially with KD being gone and all these moves being made, possibly to to Buffalo, Brooklyn and stuff like that. So that's also something to consider.
All right, so we're gonna bring Coach Billups back on because we're gonna give him a chance to be civilized and talk about his West Charlotte line that got selected at number 4
Shea
overall
butter.
to the Chicago Bulls.
Butter, be careful now. My 7-year-old's.
Oh yeah, man. I'm PG, man. I'm PG-13, man. It was
Well,
great.
you can't be PG-13. He's 7.
I'll be G. Hey, but just go back on your just going back on your Golden State stuff. Prayers up to Klay Thompson. You know, he might be done. He might be out for the year again. So
Oh wow.
he hurt his leg during training. But
It was the other leg. Like it wasn't even the same leg. So now you got problems, potentially.
yeah. So light skins, y'all 0-2 again. Dark skins, we coming back.
We'll be back. We're gonna rebound.
Y'all gotta rebound.
We're gonna rebound. Bounce back.
I don't like to claim dark skin. I like to claim mild skin because I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle, mid skin.
We still got Drake. We'll be okay.
Mid skin. Okay.
Mid skin. Mid skin, brother.
Where'd y'all find this dude?
All right, so Billups, what can you say about your West Charlotte guy?
Hey man, that's big. Shout out to Patrick. Coach Harris. He called my phone right when he got drafted. That's big for my school. You don't see a lot of people hint claiming, how proud they are of the school and stuff like that. They don't come around. But that's good for the school. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Observe. You gotta observe and report. As a West Charlotte alumni, I'm proud, man. You're proud to see anybody from West Charlotte do good. I just want him to be successful. Talking to Coach Harris about him, he's a typical West Charlotte kid. He's confident in himself, and I think he's gonna do good. Joe, you're welcome. I'm very excited. Dub C, I always support West Charlotte. Pep knew that even when I was at Providence, I was screaming Dub C. Wherever I've been at is always about West Charlotte, so I'm definitely gonna root on him. I think it's a good pick. I think he was undervalued in the draft, and that's just me. He was the sixth man for that Florida State team, and that was a very good Florida State team. And I think they would have made a run in the NCAA tournament if they actually got a chance to play. So excited. Him and my Tar Heel running point. Chicago might be good, even though they were trying to trade Wendell Carter, which I thought was crazy. And marketing, you got Chicago got talent. It's just they're young. They're very young. So, I let my man Joe take over. He's a Bull fan. He's a true Bull fan.
Yeah, Chicago just needs cohesion. You've had too many pieces that have been coming in and moving out like cars in the night. They just need some cohesion and be able to work together for more than a year or two at a time, and then they might actually be cooking with something.
I want to mention who went number 5 overall because I'm just trying to catch up and see who's been selected. So I see Okoro from Auburn went number 5. Was that a little high for you?
That's the one who went to the Hawks?
No, he went to the Cavaliers.
Yeah, the shooting forward.
Oh, yeah. No, you got to get what you got to get. One thing about Cleveland,
I think
Cleveland's on reach.
I think they reached a little bit there.
But they don't reach. That's what they need. But you get what you need. It's like when you watch the NFL draft. How many years have Belichick ever took a name?
Never.
He drafts a need.
Not very often. Yeah.
He drafts a need.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna hate what I'm finna say. How many times do Carolina draft a name?
That's why you gotta put the Panthers in here.
But that's what they do. No, I'm just giving you an example. It's me giving you an example.
Shea butter.
That's a convenient example right there.
That's a convenient example.
No, but I import my Rams. No, we don't do that. We don't do that because we took an unknown short defensive tackle from Pittsburgh Nobody knew about him.
But even this year, if you look at what the Panthers did, like they didn't draft a whole bunch of names. They got freaking all defensive players. They got a dude named Jeremy Chin that ain't nobody really know about, and he ended up being one of our best players. So don't sit up there and say that the Panthers just be trying to draft names. They don't just try to draft names.
The Rams didn't have first round pick.
And we got it. We needed Derek Brown for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? Like all the picks that we made out of necessity. That's why we had an all defensive draft. Out of necessity, we needed to build our defense back up.
All right, has everyone had a chance to talk? Anyone else got something to say?
Kenny hadn't said anything. I think he needs to talk.
He's had too much fun laughing, with what we're doing with Billups. Trying to keep him in line.
I'm just over here trying to remember the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. The darker the flesh, the deeper the roots.
Okay.
We had to give someone else a chance to talk.
Hey! Tell him, Ken, that's why you my brother right there. But back to my thing. Derek Brown's a
I'm
bum.
hollering to my sister on welfare.
Derek Brown's a bum. A bum.
Whoa. No,
23. Y'all got MJ.
All right, so the rest of the picks that I've seen so far, seeing Okongwu go to Atlanta is a surprise because the story about his foot injury came out today.
Right.
And I thought that was going to push him down lower in the draft, especially for the Hawks, who are trying to get into the playoffs now. They're ready to win down there.
Well,
and this guy's going to be out for a part of the season.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they said. I hate to get political. They said the state of Georgia have forfeited all their chance of winning anything because they wanted to help us win that election. So that's why they drafted him. So I'm sorry. You blame Joe Biden about that. So y'all wanted Joe Biden to get in office, so they help you out. So they forfeit everything. Hint Georgia Tech, so I'm sorry.
I thought it was Ball's daddy came out today and said that he was the reason why Biden won.
Well, he was too, so LeVar.
They won because of his feud with the president.
LeVar, I'm glad LeVar Ball is in Charlotte. We don't take him to Chimas and we don't tell him relax. We might take him to Price's chicken coop, give him a chicken, give him a chicken box and tell him to chill out. Big Ball brand. I'm might buy some shoes, some Jellos. That's the big. How would y'all feel to be the middle brother? Your older brother don't went to the draft, and your little brother don't went, and you're chilling and they're getting tattoos.
Like a typical middle child.
Yeah. Prayers up to my, hey, shout out to my little sister, Jordan. Yeah, you ain't like that, Jay. Mellow, little mellow. To
the 7 people that are watching right now, Lord bless you and thank you for your dedication to Football Focus Weekly. Thank you so much.
Where's
Hey, you
Mizzle
want to be
tonight?
bored?
Odd nights. Where's Mizzle?
Yeah, I know. We're talking basketball for 25 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to know something? You want to be bored? Tune to that show on Monday night. You want entertainment? Come over to Death Row on Wednesday, man. We don't have
What's
a
you talking
snack.
about?
Ken, I don't know, but they told me there's a show on Monday.
What's it called?
I don't know. I just know about Football Focus Weekly. That's all I know about. But we got Joe Hughes. He's a big time. But this other person, he works at this observing place. I don't know it, and he had a show. But we had Joe Hughes. Huh?
What's it at?
I think it's on Monday at 7. I don't know what time is it. They still our segments. They got fancy graphic. I think my head coach is on there, but he can't help it. But I love him. That's my guy. That's my guy.
You gotta be coaching the long snappers.
You gotta be careful now.
You gotta be coaching the long snappers.
Hey, we said this a long time ago.
I already know who's cleaning up the buses after away games right now.
No, I can step away. I can slide away. I got the best coaching job in the world. I got 3 little girls I got to worry about.
Cleaning buses.
And they do me like that, I'm gone. And the words Donald Trump, I'm fired. I will fire myself because I will not do that. And I will be a full-time Charlotte football insider. I will have my shirt that I would have to purchase from the website. I want y'all to know this. We all got to buy these shirts from the website because Pep is a penny. He's frugal. He's frugal. He had an answer for our side. Kenny, he have Joe and Kenny, he have an answer for our side. Brandon, he haven't gave you a shirt. You don't get to wear a shirt. He got there.
Brandon has shirts. Brandon got more shirts than everybody.
He got shirts. Kenny, he don't give us one shirt. Kenny and Joe, we about to start our own show. We don't change it to Queen City Football's Insider. We don't use the same emblem. We just don't change the color schemes.
You don't want to wear this Panther blue, no way.
I don't want to wear it. You're right.
This. Okay. All right. So that ends this segment. Thank God. 6 people watching. Thank you for sticking through that. NBA analysis with other stuff in there. All right. So now, if you're tuning in to watch the private school preview, championship game preview, we're going to do that now. And we're going to bring on producer Brandon, who we kind of talked with last week through the private school stuff. And we're also going to bring on our new correspondent for the first time, Justin Adams, who, like I said in the preview, has been camera shy. But we're going to work through that right now. So here we go. All right. Justin, welcome.
Guys? What's going on?
You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get everything situated over here. I got a couple pop-ups right now.
You sound better than me, and you got better headphones.
You look situated to me.
Oh no, it's my roommate's headphones. This is PS4 headphones.
You look like Dr. Dre in the studio,
honest, man. Just accept it.
I got this pop-up on the camera right now. I'm trying to let see you guys. Can y'all see me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you look good.
All right, I just gotta get this pop-up.
You know what? I'm gonna do this. We're gonna feature you because you're the new guy. I'm gonna go to the side and we're gonna put you in the big square.
I'm cool with
that. How about that?
That's cool.
All right, so we got a great matchup here. We got Raven Gap, from North Georgia, coming up once again to face Charlotte Christian in the private school championship game this week. Justin, I want you to share your thoughts on Raven Gap because you saw them for the first time last week.
Man, Raven Gap is a very good, well-coached team. Some big guys on their team. It's a big team. The O-line is pretty good. It's pretty solid. They run out of a shotgun formation, a lot of power, a lot of option. They have the number 10, Coleman Bryson is pretty good running back, pretty good athlete as well. He plays defensive back as well as running back, and as well as some receiver. Like I said, they're very disciplined. They have another kid that plays number 44. I'm not sure his name, but he's pretty good as well. They were unstoppable. The O-line, like I said, they're a solid O-line. They open up the gaps well, and they make big holes for the running backs. Like I said, Matt, I can see you getting 100+ yards on that O-line. That's how good the O-line is, man.
Now, hold on now. Now, if you put me at running back, my Madden rating would be about a 62. Okay, 62? That's not the worst.
Hey, with that O-line, you might be at 80 with that O-line. Man. I'm saying that O-line is.
In the current Madden, 62 might give you 100 yards a game. Who knows with that current Madden? I think 62 is good enough.
Now, my trucking is about an 86. Okay. 86? Now, my speed is about a 47. Speed 47, trucking 86. So it's going to take me a long time to get to the hole. But, hey,
that's all. Like Jerome Beatty's out there.
A very slow bus. Trust me.
As long as it's rolling.
All right. Oh, yeah. Now I get rolling. That's it. But anyway, so what would you say is Raven Gap's strength on defense?
Defense, like I said, it's not. They don't have a big team. You know, they pretty much they use the same guys from the offensive side of the ball. They play defense. Like I said, Coleman Bryson is their athlete. He's being recruited as a safety. He has an offer from Louisville and a couple other D1 schools. But like I said, they throw him at running back because he's their athlete. But he also plays defensive back. He had a great pass breakup last week that was key. It would have gave Providence Day momentum, and like I said, it was very athletic. They rallied to the ball. The whole team rallies to the ball, which is key with that. Like I said, even though they could be playing a team with more athletic than them, they still find a way to get to it. They play good team ball, no turnovers, no penalties, and yeah, man, it's a good team. Who says why? Are they? Hold on.
Very good.
Are they talking to us? These people that's talking to us on the side?
Oh, ignore that.
She said,
ignore that.
Why?
Yeah, ignore the side chat. Don't worry
they
about
ignore them. But
yeah, they get a little crazy over there.
Oh, okay.
All right. So now, the big question I've got is if they got guys going both ways, they're playing a Charlotte Christian team that doesn't have a lot of guys that go both ways. So are they going to get worn down, in a matchup like that?
Hey man, they have a high motor. I don't see them getting worn down. I don't see them getting worn down at all. Like I said, Charlotte Christian is a pretty good team as well. I see them going head to head, and like I said, they have a pretty good linebacker core as well as defensive back core. And like I said, I feel like they could go 4 quarters with anybody.
Yeah. Now my question would be: I know Providence they put up some points too, and they really had success throwing the football. Now you can see with Charlotte Christian, Matthew Tuamala has done a really good job at the quarterback spot. And I look at their main receiver is Tucker, on the outside. So they have a chance to have, a pretty good game, throwing the football. But we all know their guy is Henry Rutledge, the running back.
Correct.
How well does Raven Gap, stop the running game?
Hey man, Henry's tough. You've been to a couple of Charlotte Christian games, so you know how good he is. Hey, it's speed against heart. That's what I look at it because Henry's the speed guy, but like I said, Raven Gap they have a lot of heart and they rally to the ball, so it's going to be a hell of a matchup. I'm ready to see that.
Absolutely. I interviewed the quarterback for Raven Gap, Aiden Semo. I'm going to release that either later on tonight or tomorrow morning. And in speaking with him, he's a very good leader of their offense. Some other people have been saying that Raven Gap, if you stop the run, you'll stop Raven Gap and win the game. I wanted to talk to Semo because he's thrown 18 touchdown passes this year. And if you look at their run-to-pass ratios, they're a pretty balanced team. But the thing he told me was that they are a run-first team, and that if they're able to run the ball on somebody, they're going to keep running it, which, makes a lot of common sense.
Well, don't sleep on him because he can't spin the ball. So do not sleep on Raven Gap's quarterback because he will spin it on them. And he showed that. He showcased that last week against Providence Day that he can throw the ball. So like he said, they are a run first team, but he will throw the ball if it's open. So like I said, it's going to be a good matchup. I'm ready to see it. Yeah, man, it's a championship game.
Absolutely. And, we gave you an option of where you wanted to go and you chose this game. And, you guys that are watching, you'll follow Justin on Twitter. What's your Twitter handle that people that may not know? And I'll post it.
That's a good question. It's been there for like 11 years. I don't even know. I really don't.
Live video. It's awesome.
This is live.
So while Justin's looking,
is this like Instagram? Can you like pin it to something where people can see it, or how does that work?
No, we'll just say it and I'll type it out.
All right, so it's just don't judge me for this. I made this when I was in like middle school, but it's just JUST _ the realest. THEREALEST.
All right.
Yeah.
So there it is. So if you want updates from the private school championship game this Friday night, follow Justin on Twitter at @just_the_realist. He tags us in it. So if you follow us, we'll retweet it. But if you want that instant update of what's going on, he's your man that you want to follow right here. Absolutely. Brandon, you got any thoughts on this game, Friday night?
I think our new recruit here summed it up quite well. He did a great job of summing it up. He didn't really touch on anything. I don't have a lot I can add, but I am curious to see on how Rutledge and how he fares against this a big team, and kind of curious to see how these these all-world tight ends that Raven Gap has, how they perform. I feel like they're kind of in a stage that they're going to get theirs, and you kind of just got to stop everybody else. But I feel like Christian's going to go as far as they got to run through Rutledge. I mean, that's their all-world back, and they're only going to go as far as he goes. So I kind of if he's not going, then I kind of I'm concerned for them if Rutledge can't get it going. So, but if he's having a good game, they'll have a good night. So we'll see.
All right, very good, very good. Justin, that was awesome, man. That was really good for the first time. You feel good? Got your feet wet?
Yeah, it's a little bit. I'm just still getting the hang of this, of the website and everything. But yeah, it's
good, man.
Cool.
Great first.
You're doing great with with your Dr. Dre headphones over there.
Yeah, man, in the studio.
As soon as you guys said that, my headphones started going out. I don't know what you just said.
What's that Chappelle Show statement? Turn my headphones up. Turn my headphones up. I can't hear out my left ear. Turn them up. I'm gonna cut that out. I'm gonna cut that out later. Justin, thank you, man. That was awesome. Good stuff. All right, so we're gonna let that ride right there. Okay.
Are we gonna talk about the draft?
We already did that.
Wow, man. You see, we got Melo though. That's what. Melo.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. Live video, man. You gotta look. All right. We're gonna move on to the next segment. New segment. Producer Brandon Black in the arcade, and I'm anxious to see what my buddy has come up with, because we joke all the time about video games and different things like that. So, Brandon, this is your segment, so go right ahead, sir.
All right, cool. So, like you said, new segment. I think there's quite a few things I could do, as the video game connoisseur on the panel, So I think for our inaugural segment here, I think it'd be most appropriate to talk about the new consoles that just dropped last week, the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. Since we got new things on the market, I think it's cool to bring those up, kind of throw some info out there in case people are curious about them or don't know much about them. For starters, both of them, the top end models on each, $500. You can get a PS5 without a disc tray for $400. You can get a lesser power Xbox called a Series S for $300, but the high end models, $500 each. But with that being said, and Pet Man can kind of chime in on this if he chooses to, these are very hard to find, very hard to come by. They're going to be next to impossible to get for in the Christmas season. So if you want little Timmy or little Blake to have a PS5 under the tree for Christmas, you're going to have to start out and put some real work in, because it is not going to be easy. You might be putting the IOU under the tree because it's not going to be easy. And Pet Man shaking his head. I think he's made some efforts and to no avail yet, but these are very hard to find. Would you agree, Mr. Pet Man?
I have tried 7 times to get on these websites and buy this PS5, and I'm very upset because I think what these people are doing is they are looking at us somehow and laughing at us through some hidden camera as we click and try to get in. I put it in the cart, I click, and then it just sits.
And I can see that being on some kind of reality show. And one thing I would say to people, just be patient, because these are on eBay going for like $500. I mean, excuse me, not $500, $1,500, $1,600, $1,700, $1,800. Like, please do not be that, impatient to pay $1,000 over retail. So, like, please don't. Like, just don't do that. I don't care how bad Timmy and Blake want one for Christmas. Do not spend $1,500 on a.
We don't care about Timmy and Blake. We care about Matt and Brandon.
Oh,
good gracious! I've been trying to get one since day one.
I will say I got lucky in September, and I was able to get.
I don't want to hear about your joy.
You gonna have to. You shouldn't have popped under the screen right there. If you don't want to hear about it, pop back out. I'm just saying.
Well, let me press my pop button.
So I'm fortunate enough, I've been testing out the Xbox and the PS5 since last week, and I'll just kind of throw a few of the features out. One thing you're gonna notice, if you do, as soon as you start playing one of these, is super fast loading and super fast boot up. Like, literally, as soon as you hit the button, turn it on, it boots right up almost instantly. Your games load up almost instantly, and the Xbox does something called quick resume, where if you take a game out, put a game in, it could be a week later, it's literally going to drop you right back instantly, exactly where you were in the game. No title screen, nothing. Drops you right back in. Super fast loading. And one thing I will say, you're going to get more realism. NBA 2K looks amazing on the new systems, ultra realistic. The PS5 has what's called adaptive triggers. So if you're pulling a bow, for example, on some kind of shooting game or adventure game, the trigger resists to that, like resistance on a bowstring. So PS5 controller called the DualSense is very innovative. And one last thing I'll kind of touch base on: if you plan on getting the PS5 or a new Xbox, you might be mindful to upgrade your TV. That TV you got from Circuit City in 2007 just might not cut it. You might want to upgrade and think about getting something, a 4K TV, if you really want to take advantage of it. So, you might be time to retire that Circuit City Plasma from 2007, because it might be on its last leg anyway. So definitely consider upgrading your TV if you want to get the most out of your new PS5 or Xbox once you do finally get one.
So why is it got to be from Circuit City, man?
Because I am a Circuit City alum, man. So I have to shout out Circuit City, man. I got a shout out, man. I'm a Circuit City alum, so I had to give them a little plug. Plug in a company that don't even exist anymore, but I had to, man. That's for the old heads. Some of these high school kids that might be tuning in have no clue what Circuit City is, but all they know is Best Buy. But had to shout out to Circuit City, man. But I think going forward with the video game segment, I'm gonna do a lot of fun things. Like, I think I'm gonna do a lot of top lists, top wrestling games, top basketball games, top football, top fighting games, and kind of see what people say, kind of get comments and see if people agree, disagree, see what the panel says. So a lot of top lists, a lot of interesting things coming up, but definitely fun times with the new systems. Hopefully people who want the new systems eventually get them. You might have to wait till like January, but they'll get them. Just don't pay no scalper, man. That's it for the first edition of the arcade.
Very good, man. That was entertaining. And you have both the PS5 and the new Xbox Series One, correct?
Xbox Series X. Yep. So I'm testing them out, man. I felt it was like my duty to the community to get both of them and make sure I was able to provide info. That's kind of me giving back to the community, man. You think about it. I got to be there to educate people. So this segment wouldn't be as good if I didn't have both to try and educate people. So that's how I see it.
Well, thanks for your community service, and that picture you posted on Facebook, just to rub it in everybody's faces, that you're helping the community was great.
Exactly, I'm giving back, like letting you know if you have questions, I got you. That's how this works, man. Give and take, man. I don't just take pictures, I give back to the community.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the first episode of the arcade. All right, so now what everyone has been waiting for, and I'm going to bring everybody back for the fun, and that is our NFL picks and who is the loser of the week. Ooh, oh boy. Well, as I said, this was the worst. Oh, Jordan went somewhere. Let's take him off. This is the worst week of picks that we have all had. So Justin, you're new. Every week we choose 5 games and we see who does the best and then who does the worst. So, of course, Justin being first time on the show, he doesn't have any picks from last week, but we're going to go through and I will tell everyone there was one person above 500 this week. That's how bad that was. And I need to do an old school halftime fuss out right here because here's the problem. All right. This is supposed to be football focus weekly.
Right.
Football focus weekly. And we out here providing a service to these people that watch us to give them good football analysis. And this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. And you all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. And you need to sit down and think about what you're doing and making these football picks because I'm very disappointed in you. And I expect standards. And I need you all to do better going forward. Because if you're not, we're going to be running laps and we're going to be doing push-ups and we're going to be doing sit-ups and we're going to be doing all the stuff that we need to do to get yourself mentally focused for this segment every week.
I hear that.
In my defense, when I'm writing my picks,
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I go 10-4 in my pick. In the 4 games that we pick, I end up losing all of them. So don't go there.
All right, y'all ready to see the standings? Here we go.
Yep, here we go.
I was the only one to be above 500.
Damn.
This is absolutely despicable.
I miss every single.
Despicable.
I knew I did. Hey, man.
Ken, I did these. I thought you were going to be the loser, and I was really going to have some fun making that video. But you know what?
I haven't lost 4 games all year long.
Queen.
For the 3rd time, the Queen has been the loser of the week. And for the 2nd time, she has won the Dan Quinn MVP award for going 0-5.
Whatever.
Now,
I bet if you had picked the Panthers, I would have won that one.
Now, if you want to talk and explain yourself, this is the time.
No, there's no reason to explain myself. I already said what I needed to say. Every other season, for some reason, this season has just been off for me, and I don't understand why. But it's okay. I will take
the whole season.
It has been. If you've looked at my picks over the years, I've done very well. And then, of course, this season, for whatever reason, I just cannot seem to get my picks right. I pick all the teams that have done well thus far, and then when I go to pick them, they all want to suck it up. I don't. Whatever. Play the tape. I don't care.
All right, she said play the tape. Here we go.
I got the Titans over the Colts. I actually picked the Seahawks last week to beat the Bills, and it bit me, so I'm going with the Bills this week. I got the Seahawks over the Rams. I got the Bears over the Vikings, and then I have the Eagles over the Giants.
Wow, not the Mario.
That's actually a good one, though. I like that.
Ties into my segment.
That was cool. Super Mario.
That was kind of cool.
That was cool.
That was terrible.
That was a cool way to lose. Whatever.
That was funny.
Brandon, I thought about you when I made that one.
I appreciate that, man. As a video game connoisseur, that was cool, man.
That was my favorite system, so I got you. I'll take that one.
All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So this week, these are the picks that we have. Let's come straight down the line. I don't know what Billups is doing over there, so we're just going to let him do whatever he's doing. And we'll start with Kenny.
Playing Madden. I got Madden League going.
This is why your picks suck, because you're not focused. All right.
My Rams won.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. I feel like Coach Billups now. I've never been in this situation before. 1-4. Good night. I'm gonna make it up this week, Pep. Although I feel less confident this week than I was last week. But this is what we got. We got Cardinals over the Seahawks. You heard it here first. I'm going to skip the Panthers game. Titans over the Ravens. Rams over the Bucks, just because I don't like the Bucks even more now. Packers over the Colts. Stafford may not be playing this week, and the Panthers are still going to lose. Lions over the Panthers. Pep.
I see that pained you, Ken. I'm sorry, but we had to,
the Lions whole team in there. Panthers. How do you even say that?
I don't know. I don't think I can say it. All right, Joe Hughes. Let's see what you got this week on picks. Nope,
with Seattle. All right, I'm going with Seattle over the Cardinals. I still don't truly believe in the Cardinals yet. I certainly don't believe in the Lions either. They about lost to that Washington football team. So I'm going with the Panthers on Sunday. Titans Ravens is a tough one to try to pick. Neither team is really doing much of anything that really impresses me right now. But with that said, I'll go with the Ravens. I'm going to take the Rams because I actually believe in their defense. And finally, let's go with the Packers. The Packers will beat the Colts.
All right, I like it. Producer Brandon, what you got?
There we go. All right, so I'm going to go start off Cardinals Seahawks. I'm going to go Seahawks, just something about, Russell Wilson, Mr. Efficiency. Although Murray's playing well, I'm going to go Seahawks. I'm going to go with a hometown pick. I'm going to go with the Panthers to finally get another one in the win column. Like I said, I think they'll, after getting embarrassed, they're going to be a little motivated, playing for pride at this point. Ravens didn't look they've been a little inconsistent lately. I'm going to go with Derrick Henry and the Titans. I hate to appease the Billups, but I'm going to go with the Rams. I still think, despite beating us twice, I still think the Bucks are a little bit not quite as good as advertised. And I'm going to go with discount double check. I can't ever take count out Rodgers, so I'm going to go Packers. So Seahawks, Panthers, Titans, Rams, Packers.
Thank you, sir. Our new recruit, Mr. Adams. First week on picks. What you got? You got to unmute yourself there.
Thought you were going to unmute it for me. But I'm going to go Seahawks over the Cardinals because, Seahawks just coming off a big loss. They want to redeem themselves. Lions and Panthers, that's a tough one. It depends on who's the quarterback. I don't know if Teddy Bridgewater is out for this week, but I'm going to still go Lions. Let's see who's the next pick. Titans and Ravens. I'm going to definitely go Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. They're coming off a tough loss. They're going to want to redeem themselves as well. And what's that? Rams and Bucks. I'm going to go Rams. I think LA has a pretty good defense, so I'm going to definitely go. I think they can stop Tom Brady, so I'm going to definitely go Rams on that. And then the Packers and Colts, of course, I'm going to go to number one defense in the league with the Colts.
All right. Very good. Very good. Queen of CFI, Sheree Glenn.
Okay. We're just going to rattle these off. I'm going Seattle on this one. I'm taking the Panthers. I don't care what y'all say. My boys, I think that they have one more win in them, and I think it'll be this week probably. I'm going to go Ravens. I'm going to take the Bucks because I don't like the Rams, and I don't like that Coach Billups likes the Rams, so I'm just going with them for the sake of that. And then I'm going Packers.
I like your reasoning. Sound judgment over there.
Yes.
I don't think you're going to be loser again for the fourth time.
No.
All right.
And if I am, I will.
I know you will. I know you will. Here we go.
I can't help you that you like that scrub team. And Pep, before I get started, you wish the Queen a happy birthday. You didn't wish me a happy birthday, belated birthday on the show. So that I know is favoritism. So I know how y'all doing. This is why my Rams keep on ending up in here. Okay, Rams versus Tampa Bay. Rams, of course. And we're the best defense in the NFL. I don't care what the NFL tell you. Did you see what we did to Russell era? That's why I call Russell Wilson, whatever his name is. That's Russell, my goodies, not my goodies, Wilson. Packers. That's his wife.
Go ahead, man.
Not my goodies. Team Future over here. Hey, yeah, y'all listen to that Future Lil Uzi project. I don't know who Lil Uzi Vert is, but it was good music. I was, dancing. I don't know. I'm getting old. I'm 36. Lions, because the Panthers are terrible. They're the worst franchise in NFL history. Titans. Yeah, that's it. I got Cardinals and Seahawks. Purple Rain Wilson might pull it off. So we're going to Cardinals. Let's go.
It takes me a minute to process everything that comes out of Coach Billups' mouth. So just give me a second. All right. So Cardinals and Seahawks. I'm going to take the Seahawks in that one. Cardinals riding high after that Hail Mary. Seahawks are really hungry for a win. I'll take the Panthers over the Lions. I will take the Ravens over the Titans, who cost me a win in fantasy football because their defense is terrible. I'll take the Buccaneers over the Rams because the Bucs are getting synced. They put up 46 last week. I think they really got it rolling right now. And I am going to take I'm going to take the Colts over the Packers in a very close game. I think it's going to be game of the week to watch right there. All right, so that is our NFL picks. We'll see who the loser of the week is next week. And it's going to really let me bring everybody back. All right, there we go. So I think we've had a really
game of the week.
I don't care if I am loser of the week as long as the Rams lose.
We won't. That's like saying water is wet. That's how you know the Rams don't lose.
Whatever.
But water is wet.
I know. I just said it.
Ken, I quit trying to make sense of this point.
Ken, just let me have it. Sometimes
I knew it's going to be.
No.
Sometimes it's like to be the fool. Sometimes that's how we get the people keep coming back. But
okay,
it is what it is. My daughters love me, so that's all that matters to me. So I don't care what y'all think about me.
I knew from the first that first shot of that bottle, I knew what kind of night it was going to be.
What bottle?
You know it's over there hiding somewhere.
That's what I've been talking about all day. I've been drinking this wonderful bottle right here. It's good for you.
Yeah, it is. I bet. So for y'all that don't know, Justin is a Colts fan. So
it makes sense that he made that egregious claim. Ooh, SAT prep, egregious.
I'm gonna wait till after the week to talk.
No, Justin, talk now. Please talk now.
I'm gonna wait till we get this big dub. But
The Colts are the second best defense.
Who's the first?
The Rams.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
As long as you're not a Panther fan, you're okay with me because they swear they got a good defense. They keep naming these unknown players. I never.
Nobody said we had a great defense.
Whoa. Here you go again. You get a year older. And you get a little bit disrespectful.
Hey, that's what happens.
I'm still your elder.
That's what
I gotta bring my great uncle voice out.
Boy, that's what happens in the old age, man.
Whoa. You ain't no spring chicken now. Hold up now. You ain't no spring chicken now. Just because my hair's shining and my skin glowing don't mean you to come at me all crazy.
Yeah.
Look, Joe, back up, Joe. Because your Cowboys are terrible. They haven't been relevant since I was in the 5th grade.
Now, since you brought this up, I thought 2 weeks ago you were gonna get a haircut, and you still ain't got a haircut over there.
So wait. How did I get a haircut before you got a haircut?
Oh.
So long story short, I bought Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and it's about the Vikings, and I've embraced the Viking culture. So they grow their hair out for war, and I've been playing the game. And me and my babies, we be going pilgrimage, and that's why I'm over here playing now. You was over here asking what I was doing. I just haven't had time, man. I've been working, man. I had the election. I work for Spectrum. I had the election. I had to do all that stuff for that. I had to go to Georgia and count the votes. I had to drive the PA to count the votes. I've been counting.
I haven't had time. 30 minutes. It takes 30
I am not
minutes
my hair.
Haircut.
I am not my hair. Like MDRE said, I am not my hair. My hair does not define me. No. I define my hair. And my hair is.
I just know next week, if I see Nat, well, we ain't here next week, but if in 2 weeks we still see them same naps, it's going to be a problem.
Whoa.
So
there ain't no naps in my hair.
End the show.
Hold on.
End the show.
Can I say one thing before we go? Put me on camera.
No, you cannot.
One thing.
Thank y'all for watching Football Focus Weekly.
Yo, Jeezy versus Guap tomorrow.
Thank you for watching tonight. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Jeezy versus Guap. Jeezy versus